Waiting in line at the liposuction clinic? How about you pass the time with the latest Mormon romance novel book review? It's back to the old grind today with another Regency romance and another one by Josi Kilpack, presenting the 2015 sensation Lord Fenton's Folly. This one has had my eye for some time, not only because the novel won the romance category of the 2015 Whitney Awards, so it must be objectively great, but because in the years I've been going into Deseret Book, this one never seems to leave the shelves. Not a small achievement in that place. If you're the type of person who goes into the DB shopping for something other than the Romney Family Table Cookbook or The Work and the Glory, you'll notice that the books there, especially in the novels, don't usually last more than a year in physical circulation before they're sent to the discount Mormon retail purgatory Seagull book, where they will be bought by your weird aunt and then given to you at Christmas because you said you like reading, right? Anyway, of the cornucopia that is Mormon artistry, Lord Fenton's Folly appears to be one of the hardier fruits, so let's see what it's all about. Day 2 of reading Lord Fenton's Folly. Lord Fenton, named after everyone's favorite prescription narcotic drug, is a gambling dandy who doesn't care about anyone's feelings but his own, but at the same time, none of that is actually true. There's a first scene displaying him as this flamboyant, bombastic menace, but after that he seems to have no trouble being considerate and responsible. I understand his father gave him an ultimatum to shape up or lose his inheritance, but, if he were actually as immature as the book blurb said he was, shouldn't that have been difficult for him? It's like the author wasn't really comfortable with how she wrote him. Like the upper middle class Utah Mormon upbringing she almost certainly came from doesn't allow her to believe anyone could actually be so selfish. There is no reason behind his flaws, and so even by this early point in the book they've crumbled away and all we're left with is the basic skeleton of another rich, handsome, ostensibly charismatic gentleman. Oh, right, sorry about that premise. Part of the ultimatum I mentioned before is that he has to find a good wife to marry, so he picks the heroine, Alice, on a whim, and she has to deal with the confusion and excitement of an unexpected proposal. Alice is a girl from a family and a place, who likes gardening and is very accommodating for any reader who wants to step into her character and fantasize that she's the one marrying Lord Fenton instead of Alice. At this point in the book, it looks like their engagement is off to a rocky start. I wonder if during the story they'll have to learn to love each other despite the quick wedding. Day 2 of reading Lord Fenton's Folly. Still, don't judge me, the bus ride was long and it's not exactly heavy prose. Looks like Alice and Fenton's relationship is on the rocks and they're not even married yet. The handsome hero is ignoring his fiancée and she's desperately trying to rationalize to herself that this marriage is going to be good and make her happy, which is a nice shout out to the fan base. Lord Fenton is still having trouble fitting into his colorful personality. When the author bids it, he puts on his clown costume and entertains the kids, but anytime someone challenges that behavior, his act falls apart. I feel like criticizing this book for poor casting, somehow. Gotta play the bad parts before you get the good ones, am I right, Fenton? Now halfway through the book, the Lord and Lady just got married, and their constant arguing has dammed up their sex life, which... Wait, is this book addressing a grown-up problem that some real married adults face? Is Lord Fenton's Folly going to teach the reader about confronting marital problems instead of the typical romance solution of covering them up with the dirty tarp of true love? It's a bold strategy, Kilpack. Let's see how it works out for you. Nope, it didn't work, though that plotline is a keystone in what makes this book so popular. You see, normally in Christian romance, the options for hot, steamy love scenes are limited by moral constraints. You can't have unmarried people touching each other's frupa-boops, you can't have them encounter each other nudie-woody, and you certainly can't have them do any badoinka-doinking. But Kilpack has found a loophole to this rule. Badoinka-doink elements are permissible if the characters are married-wearied. But wait, if they're married-wearied, how can the romantic tension continue through the novel? That's a great quay-doodly-estion, and the answer is that the couple gets set up with some bow at the bow to bang diggy 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 set the marital problem, sit up jump the boogie. Which sparks the debate. Are the marriage woes intended to address a real-world problem, like I said before, or are they just a MacGuffin to keep the plot going? Can't they be both? No, it's not both, it's the second one, because by this point in the book you know the reason behind Fenton's physical affection problem, and I won't spoil it except to say that it makes no sense. Day 7 of reading Lord Fenton's Folly. The character's journey has come to an end. Dark pasts were revealed, deep secrets unearthed, and now I can finally not read this book anymore. In the last scene, the couple is on the cusp of doing it, or at least lying on top of each other, and Lord Fenton starts off the happy occasion with the sexiest of lines. "Will you help me?" he asked, his voice a whisper once again. "Will you help me become the kind of man that my mother could be proud of?" And then, of course, the book made a concerted effort at the end to get me to stop reading, as the plot puttered out in favor of everyone thinking about what happened and thinking about how it made them feel and thinking about how it makes them feel now in that show then tell some more technique that I've grown to love so much in these Mormon novels. The book reviewer tossed away the thought. He couldn't really make it to the end of the book, could he? Did he even want to? The thought made his mind writhe and turn and wriggle and dance and file an extension on its taxes. I have to finish it, he thought. He may have been bored, but that thought was pushed away by another thought that stood in the front of his mind, that he had made it past the halfway mark and even the three-quarter mark. He couldn't give up now. All in all, Lord Fenton's Folly isn't the worst romance novel you'll ever read. I'll admit that if more authors wrote books like this one, I wouldn't have as much material for these videos, but at the same time, it's still not good. It is, and let me word this carefully, an effective romance novel. You want some imagination-begging scenes of affection, guilt-free and Christian-friendly, that you can read while you pop a few of the meds left over from your foot surgery and enjoy a scented bath? Then this is the book for you. But an effective romance is not the same as a well-written romance, an important romance, or a powerful romance. The novel falls into that same category of criticism as Ready Player One, where it's made of a few good ideas, but they're all designed to pander to a targeted demographic, and by the end you're disappointed because the magic has deflated out of it, and you're left alone with an author with little skill and a story that didn't have anything important to say. But hey, it won an award, so what do I know? Why am I doing this? What a great story, but unfortunately it's time to close Lord Fenton's Folly. Next episode on the Mormon romance novel book review, we're taking a bold leap into the present with the contemporary romance Check Me Out by Becca Wilhite. If you liked the video, go out and mow your lawn to spell out Mormon romance novel book review in the grass so drones and satellites can see it, or buy the MRNBR box set coming soon to video cassette.